If you could make a new island, what would it be?
Curse Island, of course. Being a curse king, but no curse island for my own, is the cursiest thing. Your day is finally here.
What brushes are you using?
Let me introduce my 3 favorite sons. They're really come in handy, and the line art one can adapt into coloring brush. Now for today video. How to draw in MISM 1 art style. Your say? First step is line art. It's not like the DOF monsters in MISM 1 still got line art on them. Make sure the line art are not too thick or too thin. Seriously, stop doing this over thick line art. You're drawing a monster, not Pixar, Mom. And for those who don't know, most of the drawing software have the feature that allow you to edit the brush size. Even the animation app like Flipacclip have one. So if you can't control the line art, it's an skill issue then. Tips for drawing a smooth line. Try to draw it in one swipe. Don't over-repeat it. It'll make the line look smooth. For an eye, just draw a normal circle and add the random line around it. And for the pupil, just draw a random black dot and small white dot. It's the easiest way to draw eyes for a lazy person like me. Now, add more topping. And remember, no over-thick line. Another tips for design fan-made monster is, you can use some of the official original monster for the reference. And it's okay to trace the original. By the word, it's okay to trace the original. I mean in the education way. You can trace so you can learn how to draw the eye, the mouth, and other body part of the monsters. And when you finally draw all of that, you can adapt and make your own fan-made monster by all of that skill. By the way, if you guys wonder, yes, I use finger to draw, so my line art may be not that smooth. But hey, at least it's not that bad, right? I used to use the stylus pen once, but I'm not used to with it. So after that, I have used my pure finger to draw. After that till this day. Now, this is the case I'm talking about. When doing the line art, try to draw it in one swipe. Don't worry if it's not perfect. You can undo and draw again until it's look good. Don't draw like this. It's okay if you draw like this in the sketch process. But when it's come to line art, please don't. Do this instead, for your own good. Now, for the next part. Coloring and shading. Trust me, it's not that hard. Even the laziest guy like me can do it. I'm gonna use NBRAT color for the example. Oh, let's talk about this. When you do the coloring, please make the new layer under the line art layer and work on that layer. Don't coloring in the same layer with the line art. It's gonna be really F up. Now back to our topic. After paint, the color, you can see it's look really cartoony. Don't worry about that. We just making the base color. The shading is the one that's gonna fix that. Now for shading part. In case, if you didn't have the reference, just remember, don't use pure black color for shading. Use the darker version of the base color instead. And don't overshade it. And here how I do the shading. That's make the eye looks like it stick in the face. After dark shading, use the base color and paint around. See, it will make the illusion for the eye. You can use this with horn or other part. Now for the multiply shading. Make the new layer above the base color and clip it. Set the filter to multiply and shade it till it's look good. I'm not gonna talk about the light theory here. Uxas Chanel already explained all of that stuff. And it's really helpful. But TBF, some monster didn't have shading at all. Such as Dandy Doo and Gadazooks. Tips for shading is don't shade it to rough. Adjust the opacity of airbrush and slowly shade it. For two-tone color, just slowly shade it. And now for the shading, the lower part. Like I said, don't use the black color. If it's green, just use the dark green for shading. Oh, and this is the mistake I made. I forgot to separate the ear and face layer, so when it's come to shading, it's really mess up a bit. Don't be like me. Now for the step 3, the outline. Make sure the line art layer and coloring layer still separate. Outline color is like the shading. It will make the art look natural than the black line, and most of the MISM 1 monster have it. It's easy if you use the reference, but if you didn't just remember, use the darker version of the base color. When you finish, choose the color, go to the line art layer and alpha lock it. So the color won't go anywhere but in the line. Now our work is finished. Now for the step 4. Be patient with your work. I know you may think, how is this gonna turn my monster into MISM style? But trust me, it's really help a lot. When you make the monster, don't make it just because you want to show off. Don't just focus on the sound and just draw the monster just because it's just have to exist for the sound. I see a lot of fan-made monsters that have a very amazing sound, but have a very meh design. So please, take your time. Give they some details, some personality, or some lore. Don't try to finish it in 1 minute. Take time and focus on it. Don't be rush on it. Seriously, if you're not in Gostimpa or Mesmquibblefun level, don't try to rush your work. Just because other people can do it doesn't mean you should do it. Razibra didn't finish TLL in 1 day, so just take time. This monster is a special thank for my friend who's helped me with the monster sound. This is his channel if you interested. Hope all of this be help for all of you. Goodbye and thank for watching.